New issue for Hamilton's contract. The British 7-time world champion Lewis Hamilton's contract with the Silver Arrows is set to expire in 2023, and he is yet to sign a new one. Hamilton has been on the fence about whether or not to stay with Mercedes this season due to the team's poor performance, but recent developments could be the final straw that causes him to make a decision one way or the other. What would that mean for George Russell's and the team's future, and where might Hamilton end up if that happened? Stick around till the end of the video to find out. Given Hamilton and Russell's recent showings in Miami, it would be fantastic if Mercedes' current situation took a turn for the better. To Hamilton's dismay, Mercedes has designed a car for the 2023 season with an excessively powerful front end, and his feedback was that slow-speed cornering was made very uncomfortable by the design. He also said that it is very difficult to judge when to brake or accelerate in the W14 because the cockpit places him behind the front wheels. These difficulties have caused the media to speculate that Hamilton may be tiring of his difficulties with Mercedes and is probably looking for a seat with another team for the upcoming season. When talking about the W14, Hamilton added, "If you look at the past, I've always enjoyed an oversteering car. I don't know if people know, but we sit closer to the front wheels than all the other drivers. Our cockpit is too close to the front. When you're driving, you feel like you're sitting on the front wheels, which is one of the worst feelings to feel when you're driving a car. What that does is just really changes the attitude of the car and how you perceive its movement. It makes it harder to predict compared to when you're further back and you'll see inclusive or center. It's just something I really struggle with." Mercedes has put this on the agenda for the 2024 season, which they believe will increase the likelihood that Hamilton will renew his contract and take advantage of the 2024 Challenger's revised cockpit configuration. But the car's performance concerns go beyond that, and the upcoming improvement at Imola is slated to primarily address the inadequate rear downforce and overall vehicle performance. Hamilton has asked for a modification that will give him a speed boost of about a second each lap. He has said that starting in Imola, he will be significantly slower than the Red Bulls without the upgrade package, and we can all agree that this is a reasonable goal, but it appears to be the only way to compete with the RB19, which consistently dominates the field and requires no use of DRS to pass faster cars. If the update doesn't satisfy Hamilton's requirements, he may not renew his contract with Mercedes in the future. His logic may rest in the fact that he and his team wasted a year and a half on an unfeasible idea for an automobile, and as Wolff himself acknowledged, the change is not a quick fix that would show dramatic improvements right away. Instead, it's a major upgrade that requires careful work during installation and coordination with the car's other systems. Mercedes has been in a bind for the past 2 years, trying to glean information from the faulty vehicle's performance, and things went as far as Wolff calling this car the worst one Mercedes has ever made, which makes me wonder whether they might have avoided this mess if they had listened to Hamilton in 2022, when he warned them about the no-pod side-pod design being unfeasible. What will happen after Imola is still a mystery. Because Hamilton is not willing to wait forever for the Mercedes to become competitive again, the next 3 races, notably Imola, will be crucial to the British driver's career. Wolff admits that talking finances with Hamilton is strange because it feels like he's talking to a close friend. "Every 3 years we know that we have this moment," he said, "and it's like negotiating financial terms with your best friend, with a close friend. How do you tackle that? Normally you don't have such a situation. I want the best for him, but in that role I need the best for the team. That can be the only time in our 10 or 11 years when we are together and our objectives diverge. At the end of the day, talking about money with your friend is difficult. Penny, though Hamilton's manager, helps. Penny has been keeping us in check, and we have found a good modus operandi with her about how we talk. We avoid talking to each other about money, but we both talk to Penny." If Hamilton were to sign a contract with Mercedes, this new contract would keep him there through the end of the 2025 season, when he would be 40 years old. Hamilton has assured his supporters and his team that he is still fully committed to the Silver Arrows by stating categorically that he has no intention of leaving the Mercedes team. However, there are also a lot of experts who think Hamilton should leave the squad and try his luck elsewhere. Former Jordan team CEO and owner Eddie Jordan said on the Formula for Success podcast that Hamilton has to leave Mercedes and find a new direction in his career. My only concern is that Lewis has to find something else in his mojo now, and he needs to get out of there. He needs to move on, just like he did when he was with McLaren. Get out of Mercedes, Lewis. It's time you reinvented yourself somewhere else. Jordan also implied an apology to Russell, stating that he was wrong to pass judgment on him and that he had no idea Russell would be so regularly defeating Hamilton. With Mercedes, Russell is as competitive as he can be this season, and the Brackley team sees him as a potential champion in the years to come. I got it wrong with George, Jordan conceded. I saw him in the Williams and I thought, are they really going to sign him? Is that really what's going to happen? He absolutely blew me away. He did, and full marks, hands up, I got that wrong. I never thought he would do what he's doing, and I never thought that he would be beating Lewis. The crew is about to complete a major overhaul that includes installing new bodywork, a new floor, and a redesigned front suspension. This is more than just an update. It's a total redesign that needs to be seamlessly incorporated into the vehicle as a whole. In Wolff's words, that's a pretty large operation, a large surgery. They're prepared to learn a lot in the virtual world, where they may work on things like lap times and aerodynamics. But if Mercedes doesn't perform as well as expected in Imola, their fans shouldn't suddenly give up hope. The Silver Arrows are eager to expand upon their progress in the aerodynamic facilities and close the gap with Red Bull, where they now sit in second place. As of now, no other team has introduced any advancements or designs that could challenge the RB19's dominance, with the exception of the W14, and it's possible, though unlikely, that they'll soon overtake the current second-place team in terms of speed. There is a lot of evidence to suggest that Hamilton will sign a new contract with Mercedes if all goes smoothly, even though Charles Leclerc, who is apparently having tensions with Ferrari, has been linked in rumours to the Silver Arrows. Leclerc, though, put an end to such speculations in short order, saying that he was committed to his present team and that Hamilton himself had his own plans. Mercedes has the ability to make this work smoothly, restoring Hamilton's status as the team's undisputed leader, or they could face a difficult transition phase with Russell taking over. This eventuality doesn't seem too far-fetched given the results of 2023 and the previous season, therefore we need to keep an eye on the improvements at Mercedes. Also, Hamilton's situation is a tricky one because Russell is different than Rosberg, for example. For one, there is a major generational gap between the two, unlike between Hamilton and Rosberg, who are the same age when they were fighting for the title. Russell will be hungry to prove himself and will not let off just because his teammate is Lewis. Then we have the Mercedes point of view, who will have to choose a preference this time, and I don't know how smart of a decision will be picking a 37-year-old Hamilton over a young 25-year-old Russell. It's safe to say that the upcoming season's highlight will be the battle for the team's top position, should they elect to keep Hamilton for the next 2 years. This is especially true if, in 2023, Mercedes manages to build a car worthy of winning a championship. But whether or not they are ready to challenge for the title from the get-go of the season is something only time can tell. What do you think? Will Hamilton stay or leave Mercedes at the end of the season? Let us know in the comments below, and we'll see you next time.